Hi friends, most of us think about health in very simple ways. We think about eating well, we think about sleeping well, and we think about going to the gym, right? However, there is one aspect of health that goes quite unnoticed, and that is the effect of our emotional states on our biology, how our bodies end up feeling. You know, emotions like resentment, anger, all these take a toll on our bodies. Now, I am a yoga teacher. For the last 14 years, I've been teaching yoga in Manhattan, New York City, across various yoga studios. I've taught a lot of healing workshops. I've also led global retreats around the world. Presently, I am a yoga educator. I am emboldening my students with a 200-hour teacher training in yoga. However, the teacher training that I'm guiding is not just in the ancient wisdom of yoga and the anatomy that goes with it. The yoga that I'm teaching is combined with MBI, which is mind-body integration, a very key component of positive psychology, as well as the anatomy, which is informed by IPT, or integrated positional therapy, as taught by Lee Albert. The yoga that I'm teaching is not just movement, posture, breathing, and how various postures affect us. It's also about the psychology of using the body to live a fuller and more expansive life, to really step into your own and to live a very evolved version of yourself. I have an undergraduate in positive psychology, so as you can imagine, I've spent my entire life towards understanding this intricate journey of being human, of experiencing emotions, the way we show up in the world, how healing ourselves affects not just our relationships and our interactions, and therefore the quality of our lives, but also our health. During my master's program in happiness science, I came across a very interesting study which reinforced some of the valuable things I had learned in my undergraduate years studying positive psychology. This was a study conducted by Lester Levinson, who was an entrepreneur and a physicist back in the 1950s. He went to the doctor one day, and the doctor gave him a very deadly diagnosis. He told him, "You've had a second massive heart attack, and there's absolutely nothing that can be done about it. So now off you go. Take care of yourself, take care of business, and make sure the last few days are easy." Lester Levinson, like anyone, was devastated. He got home, and being a physicist and an entrepreneur, he got thinking, and he started wondering what it is that he could change in his life right now. And he reflected on his emotional states vis-a-vis certain people in his life, especially people that he did not like or that he felt had wronged him at some point or another. He realized he had resentment towards them. He was harboring negative feelings. He was carrying pain and anger. And what he did was he decided to put himself through a little bit of an experiment and thought, I'm going to let go of the anger, the resentment, the negative feelings, and instead I'm going to focus on bliss, and not just bliss. I'm going to let the feelings of love fill me when I think about these people. Can you imagine what happened thereafter? He started feeling a sense of peace and balance within. And he did not die, as per the doctor's diagnosis, within 2 weeks. In fact, he went on to live for 42 more years. Now, whether we look at this study spiritually or scientifically, one thing is clear: our emotional states, they live inside our body. When we carry feelings like anger, resentment, rage, the nervous system stays on high alert, perhaps in fight or flight, and the heart works harder, with the result that we can really let these emotions take a serious toll on our bodies and on our health. There's a beautiful saying that's attributed to the Gautama Buddha. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Many of us hold on to emotional tension without realizing the price that our bodies are paying for holding on to that resentment. That is why I feel that no matter how much I study this and how often I work with clients and the classes that I teach, whether online or in person or the retreats that I hold, I cannot get enough of this philosophy, this psychology, and this science. To know that so much is within our own control. It also speaks to my spiritual side. It also speaks to the Sufi inside of me, who believes that there is a higher state for a human being to achieve. We do have agency, we have empowerment over our words, our deeds, our thoughts, and our emotions. This is why yoga, meditation, breath work, and working with a professional helps us so much. Because we learn the ways in which to calm the nervous system down, to become in charge of our emotions, to learn the ways in which we can reframe our emotional states so that we don't suffer, so that we do settle within ourselves, so that we can find peace and stillness within ourselves, and also a sense of spaciousness. We are not doomed to feel the feelings we are feeling right now. And if you are feeling burdened by life, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you are carrying rage, anger, and frustration because you feel you were wronged, then there is a way to reclaim your life, to reclaim your health. And it starts with you. It starts with you knowing that there are practices that you can imbibe, that you can do, that can save your health, that can save your mind, that can help you reframe and rephrase how you look at things. You know, in every sense, I've come to understand that well-being is not just what happens to us. It's not that living a perfect life on the outside will ensure well-being. We're all going to have obstacles. We're all going to have challenges. We're all going to have difficulties. The road is often going to be uphill. However, when we cultivate the ability to shift our internal states independently, we are then sovereign. Then we are not at the mercy of outside factors. And from that place, we can work more efficiently, we can rest more luxuriously, we can reclaim a sense of freedom. And that helps us navigate our lives with more clarity and peace. If you like this kind of content on yoga, on spirituality, on breath work, on living healthy and being mindful and function from a place of freedom, then be sure to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.